Hi everyone, it's Lynn Princess again with a very motivational story. Today I'm hosting a very young entrepreneur. So if you are new in my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please share this video with your friends. So I'm gonna welcome him to introduce himself, atuambie yeye ni nani and basically what he does for life. Karibu sana.
Santi. My name is Victor Kennedy, for those who don't know my real name, but watu wengi wananijua kama VJ Vector, TMT, and most of my life I've been a DJ, a teacher, and an entrepreneur, as she has said.
Just wait. So you're Victor?
Yes, my name is Victor.
And why Vector?
In a rhyme.
Victor. So Vector is just a usani or a brand name?
Well, Vector is a brand. It's a brand. Well, it started out as a name. Nikiwa form 3 actually. Ni form 3 ama form 2. Kwa form 2 unajua ile time mtu anakuanga na form 2 sasa ushajua ujanja high school na hizo vitu zote. So it was from Victor to Vector ile ya mahesabu. Because when you look at the definition of vector, hiyo hesabu inamaanishanga something with magnitude and direction.
What are those?
Magnitude and direction. So I had the magnitude, like ile passion, and the direction. Direction is I knew where I was headed. As I knew it's DJing that I wanted to do, because I used to write playlists kwa my exercise book za high school.
Wow.
Zile vitabu mlikuwa mnachukua kitabu ikienda kuisha, unachukua alafu unaanza kuweka mapicha ukikatakata kwa magazeti.
Yeah.
So ilikuwa ni kuandika playlist, because I used to love music a lot. Even hata nikiwa primary school. So passion ilikuwa ya muziki. So venye nilifikanga form 2, I knew what I wanted to do ni ku DJ, because of the love of the music, na pia knowing that everybody will be happy because of you. No?
Yeah.
Music brings happiness.
Sure. Then my biggest focus at the moment is mental health in relation to your life. So in your life, grow in your, of course, ukiwa kampo kulikuwa na how people close to you and to your journey to your goal. Then you're out here, of course, ukaanza relationship life and everything. How has your mental health been generally?
Well, let's say it has been okay. Number one, when you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of pressure.
Sure.
Your pressure it goes to even to an extent of you not eating well. Maybe you're trying to squeeze in the hours, and when you don't eat well and sleep well, your mind is not stable. And when when your mind is not stable, it affects now your mental health, especially when it comes to processing a lot of disappointment. Biashara inaoga na a lot of disappointment. So then there is the personal life. When you include it to the business life, inakuwa too much. But now how to handle it, it's another, because number one, you have to think of why you started to do what you're doing. And you realize you've had better days, you've had bad days before, and that is the only thing that motivates you to push forward regardless of what you're feeling at the moment.
Sure.
But now, safeguarding your mental health, you have to learn the art of detachment. Now the art of detachment inakuanga very, very hard to master, because you have to always keep yourself in check and look for the triggers that vitu zenye zinafanyanga, like you start feeling bad. So for example, you went through something like being broke. So for example, being broke until it got to a point where you got depressed, kuanza kujiuliza utatoa pesa wapi, how will you pay your bills, how will you sort some things out. That thing puts someone into depression. That's why unapatanga watu wengi they end up going to steal. You don't have any other means. But now, sometimes I would advise people to start some things early. Like usingoje, say for example you're in school. Usingoje utoke shule ndo uanze kutafuta pesa.
Tutafute tukiwa shule.
You can always multitask because kampo haikuangi that serious in as much as it is serious. So you can still study and make money. I guess most of my students squeeze in online writers.
Sure.
They are making, actually unapata mtu ni student. There are some of my friends I know, they've been driving wakiwa kampo because of kufanya biashara.
Wow.
Kufanya biashara. So don't wait until you are pushed by circumstances to start making money.
Yeah.
No. You need to start it, and by the time now life gets to you, your pressure ina get to you, unapata uko na ile base ya kujicushion. Even if you fall back, you're safe and you can still come back. So the mental health now comes to that point where mtu hakuanga prepared vizuri
for life.
Yes. Then you start stressing. Na unajipata life imekugonga mpaka unakuja kurealize na because life is not about hustling peke yake. There are personal issues, health issues, hizo vitu zote. Now, speaking of health issues, I always advise people to always eat well. Si story na exercise. Eat well. Na kukula sana si kukula vizuri. So, it's a matter of venye unasikianga ati una ignore vegetables, we are always eating junk, vitu kama hizo. You have to know how to balance them.
Yeah, sure.
And when you are healthy, the rest of the things come. Hizi itakuwa fiti juu. Hakuna venye utafanya utadeliver vizuri when you are not okay. So it's a matter of creating a good base so that even after challenges za life ziko. Ndio maana unaambiwa utafute pesa, mashida ujileta. So you have to understand that problems will always be there.
Yeah. Suicide because of a relationship?
Well, mapenzi ni ngumu. And it's they were right saying it's blind. Sometimes when you fall in love, you become blind to logic. Wacha tu niseme hivyo, to logic. Na sijaelewa kwa nini, but I've been trying to understand.
But I think it's natural at some point.
Well, not really natural. Maybe scientists can explain it, or wachawi pia wanaweza explain pia, maybe ni uchawi.
Psychologists as well.
But to my understanding, it's about obsession. Because for me, I understand it as you get to know someone, a stranger. You get to know them deeper. You get attached to them.
Bond.
And after me bond, that's what we call love. For me, is in for most of the people, that's that attachment. Like unajipata you become dependent on other people's emotions. Like unajipata you've been so close to someone that even their absence makes you feel incomplete.
Sure.
But hizo sasa unajipata it goes from like, lust, love, obsession.
What comes first between liking and why should lust be there?
Lust and like is the same. Lust is more of physical.
And it's more negative.
Like unaangalia mtu unasema msichana kona body nzuri, huyu jamaa kona amejenga vizuri, so akona beard. So that is lust according to how I understand. That is lust for me. And when it comes to like, now when you like something, it means that you're interested with the small features, whether they are visible, tangible, or
For me, liking is more positive, lust is more negative.
Nah, it's not the same. Lust is mostly based on physical appearance.
Okay.
And like, it's physical appearance, emotional, spiritual, and you can be aroused by the way someone talks, or the way someone, so you say, I like that person. I like the sense of your dressing, I like your sense of fashion. So like is more of objective na vitu mob. So like, lust, love, then obsession. Now it is from now obsession. Obsession wangu nakaa hivyo ni kama uko obsessed na mapepo, because I would love, I always think of love now. After love ni obsession, as obsession as kupossessiwa na kidemon fulani cha mapenzi. Like unajipata you become extra dependent on someone, like you can't think for yourself, you can't be independent. The same way ni kama, nitapea an example, kama like for a kid, mtoi ana getting to a point where they can't do something without either one of their parent or both their parents, or someone, the guardian. Unaona? The same way na mapenzi. So unapata saa huyu mtoto akikosa kufanyiwa ABCD anaanza kulia ama ana feel like the neglect. And sitakudanganya, mapenzi wanga inafanya mtu akuwe na extra expectation in as much as you don't want to have them.
They just come. And it is now from those expectations you get disappointed. And when you get disappointed, you get depressed. And when you get depressed, that's ndo thoughts zingine zinaanza. Suicide comes in.
Now, why should a stranger make you want to kill yourself?
You already talked about now this transition from like, lust, love, and obsession. So as long as I'm obsessed to someone, of course, I'm not dependent on myself. I cannot be on my own.
Of course. And that's one, okay, sitaita mistake, but hiyo ni kitu moja wanga inatufanya tuingie. Ni kama obsession is the same way as addiction. Unajua, for example, addiction kama ya sigara. Does someone always start addicted?
No.
You always start from someone. Kadogo. So it is now the dating process. When you're getting to know someone, there are some features of them you start liking, loving, na zingine unaanza. But now when the liking overweighs the dislikes, as in the good overweighs the bad, unajipatanga, sijawahi elewa kwa nini, but unajipatanga you just ignore the bad things automatically. That's why unapatanga kuna watu wako in toxic relationships, because there is that one thing you really focused on that made you
forget the many bad things.
Forget the many bad things. That's why unapatanga kuna mtu wako na an abusive partner, like unapata ni chali yako hamjawahi oana but anakugonga, but you'll never anampenda sijui nini. There is that one specific, but one thing mostly inakwanga ni sexual. When you get a partner that is satisfying you sexually,
you forget about
sasa hiyo ndo inakwanga top of the chain. When you get a partner who really satisfies you sexually,
you forget about everything else bad they are doing.
Yeah. Juu unakuja kurealize, nitatoka hapa nje nikuwe siwezi pata kitu kingine kama hii, utamu mwingine kama hii. So unajipata you keep unasema maybe I'll change, maybe I'll talk to him and he will change, maybe I'll talk to her. But one thing people don't know, actually, toxic relationship don't just involve bad men.
Yeah, they are bad women.
They are bad women.
I know, yeah.
Unapata, and toxicity doesn't just come from abuse.
And it's not physical abuse.
Inaweza kuja pia in form of how you talk. You never watch what you talk. Like kazi yako ni kupayuka na unaongea shit about. So those words are very damaging
emotionally
to the other person.
Yeah.
Na wewe utakuwa unasema hivyo just because maybe for you una feel I need nafaa kukupasha. Unaona? So to the point where you get depressed because of a lover or someone you've been with, mostly for me what I think ni about the obsession. You've known this person, you get used to their behavior and their shit, wacha tuniziite hivyo, until sasa kuna zile sasa umeamua kujiattach nazo, na ukijiattach nazo unapata now you can't do without that person. Na even if they are gone for a short while, unajipata in a certain situation where you can't think straight or for yourself.
So what do you advise someone probably in a toxic relationship and nako sawa because this person is maybe good in bed or something, mtu ako emotionally not stable in a relationship, anatumua vibaya, whether it's a man or a woman, wherever, what can you tell that person? Do these people are just obsessed and they're just in that for something?
Well, getting yourself out of vitu zingine kama hizo ukuanga very hard. That's why I've said you need to learn the art of detachment. But now the art of detachment is very hard. Very hard because you need to understand that number one, you don't need, your happiness doesn't have to depend
on someone else,
on that person.
Yeah.
Now after ushajua hivyo, now you need to work on what you want as a person. Like ujue vizuri, I did not sign up for toxicity.
I wish you could shout.
I did not, but sasa wacha nikwambie, I did not sign up for toxicity. But now some other thing ni getting yourself out of a relationship, that means to some extent you'll end up in another one. We are human beings.
Yeah.
Now, does it mean that every time you see a red flag, you'll always quit and go start something else somewhere?
No, you'll always start.
So, hapo kuna ile dilemma ya kwenda kushindanga in a new relationship always. Or so watu wengi kuanga na fear ya starting over.
Like
a lot of people now, if we imagine you're used to someone, then time yenye mko na issues unaanza kuona now we need to break up with this person, but at the same time unajiuliza mimi ndo bado nitaenda kuanza talking stage na mtu mwingine akianza kuniuliza what is your favorite color, what is your favorite food. So unapata most of people get back to those toxic relationships because someone is afraid of starting over. But number one, you should never be afraid of starting over. But before you go start over somewhere, you need to try and solve something. In the same way na gari, wacha nipeane example na gari.
So, what's your conclusion about mental health, maisha and business to someone out there?
Well, about mental health, people should take care of themselves, and they should mind about what they are putting in their mind, not just their body, their mind, because it's all about what you're feeding it. You need to feed it positivity and try as much as possible to avoid negativity. That's what I can say about mental health. About biashara, watu wajitume. Pesa itakutafuta mahali huko.
Sure.
No, and not just biashara, in life. In everything that you want, you have to go for it, no matter what. No matter what it takes. Hata kama unafaa kuvunjika mguno upate milioni moja. You need to do it. But at the end of the day, you need to also to take care of yourself, because you can never be productive when you're not healthy.
Sure.
And all that.
Okay. Karibisha watu beat grid.
Watu wakaribie beat grid. Juu nimeambiwa niwakaribishe. Hapa tunafanya mambo ya branding
Mhm.
and also the DJ Academy. So if you want anything branded, be it t-shirt, reflector, anything that needs branding, hata magari, posters, banners, all those tunafanya. And we also have a DJ Academy, you can enroll pia. We are located in Kitui, Walimu House, room number 14. Walimu House, room number 14, Kitui. Yeah.
Okay, so nikitaka kukua DJ, how long does the
course ni ya 2 months?
2 months only.
2 months only, at least hapo utapata the basics of being a DJ, and at least zile basics zinaweza kusaidia kutafuta pesa pia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I'm really very, very grateful for your time, and of course being free to share your story, to inspire someone, for the many pieces of advice. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful.
I've been honored too.
Yeah, so we thank God for everything, and I wish you well in your business, in your life too.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. God bless you.